Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Polk, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end.
No, let's talk about this right now because he completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying like,
what are we talking about, son?
Get into it. I felt
Keeping it a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard. Fam, what are you doing?
Can I eat my salad, son?
Son, like you saw the countdown. Son, you saw the countdown. You could have just been like, yo, take me off, wait till I'm done chewing, and I'll jump in. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, come on, son.
Chat, y'all appreciate me getting some veggies in. You know, I got my strawberries in there. I got my...
It's a fruit salad?
Yeah. You know, my vinaigrette in there, you know.
Okay, just breaking down the whole salad is what we're doing.
You know.
Dang, man. Ben don't want me to be great, man.
I'm trying to stop greatness, man. That's my fault.
Yeah, man.
You know
Let me get one more bite. Son. One more bite.
All right, good. Get the last chewing. You know what I'm saying? Joey trying to jump back like 4 or 5. I see it.
There you go.
There you go. Get those chews in, brother. Get those chews in. Make sure, you know what I'm saying? Digestion is key. Hey, man, what's going on to everybody checking out the pod, man? You know what I'm saying? We're back here like every Wednesday and Sunday at 6. Hope everybody's doing good. Fun. What's going on?
I don't know. I'm not greens. Why am I?
Yeah, that is a little weird.
That's weird, right?
Weird. Yeah, that's definitely weird. How you doing, man? Obviously, we were off Sunday for Easter. I'm saying we will be taking every Easter Sunday off. You know what I'm saying? Spend time with the family. I did a little something on Sunday. Make sure I, you know what I'm saying, talk to the people. Hope everybody's good. How you doing, my brother?
You know, it's another day, man. Another day, another dollar.
Talk to him.
You know,
we got roasted today by, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to our good brother Polk. We'll be talking about that here at the end of the pod. But Joey, I want to start this off, man. Yesterday you had a tweet, you know what I'm saying, that said, yo,
real quick, before everybody in the chat, what's up? What's going on?
Oh, yes, my fault. Gotta address the chat. What's going on?
Say what's up with the chat, man.
Shout out to Stick Raw. Shout out to Fresh. Fresh was in here at 5:30. Mind you, we started. Fresh was like, yo, who we getting?
Be patient, Fresh. That's what I'm gonna tell everybody. Go ahead, read the tweet.
Yeah. Yo. Let me read it in my Joey voice. Yo. Y'all know the portal doesn't close until Friday, right? Y'all know grad transfers can enter the portal anytime they want, right? Miami isn't desperate. Two or three depth pieces should suffice. Then 2 or 3 starter caliber players, and we're ready to ride.
Yep.
All right, Joey, talk to me, man. What were you thinking about? What were you seeing on the timeline? You know what I'm saying? What was the process of this tweet? By the way, these are one of those tweets that had the impetus is the word I want to use for that. You know what I'm saying? To start. I feel like I used it the right way. I looked it up before I said it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To start the pod. To start the pod. 2.5 years ago. When we kicked this off, it was one of these type of questions. So what was going on in your timeline, man?
Yeah, you know Miami. As much as we love our fans and we love each other, man, and all of that. You know how the fans can be. You know.
Yes.
What the is going on, man? We ain't got no commit. We ain't got no portal players yet. We're losing everybody.
Yeah.
We're losing everybody, and we don't have anybody yet. What's going on, man? Staff is trash. They can't recruit all that, man. So, and this is a week into the portal. Not even a week, because they got 10 days, right?
Yeah.
So this was after the weekend. So after about 3 days. Because the portal opened on last Thursday,
Wednesday,
right?
A week
last
ago.
Wednesday.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So on Monday morning, Lord have mercy. the problem. So, just trying to keep a level head and remember, we got one Cameron Ward last year. We got Carson Beck. We got Damian Martinez in April, right? April, May.
Yep.
He
was late. Yeah.
Tyler Barron was late as well.
Simeon Barrow
was late as well. And who in the portal is elite? There's probably one or two cats that I think can come in and provide what we need right now. And one on campus today. Yeah.
Yes.
On campus today.
Yeah. I think it's funny to me, right? Like, first of all, great question. I think it's funny when the same people are like, yo, we don't have anybody, but in the same breath, they're like, yo, play the young guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you need to supplement your class, and where the staff and everything sees holes, they address it, right? Because guess what? Like, we had very limited viewing of what this spring football team looked like, right? I had the week before with the practice, you know what I'm saying, with the true scrimmage, and then you had the spring game that you were able to be out to. That's very limited to see what this team is. The staff sees it every single day, so they know what they have to address. You know what I'm saying? So it just, I don't know. It's just like it's literally been open a week. Maybe they're waiting for certain names to pop to make that jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, and I think, and I might be wrong on this, Joey. Let me know if you know different. The portal closes on Friday, but there'll be names dropping over the weekend because they have 72 hours. You know what I'm saying? Which, if you're one of those big names, you could drop your name on Friday, and people have already made commitments. You demand a higher market and can really up the bag for yourself. Where they're like, yo, we didn't know he was coming. We don't know he was jumping in the portal. I mean,
and that's going to eliminate a lot of schools because people jump out too early. Coach Cristobal don't jump out early like that. No, he's not hasty in his decision making. So, what all these schools done sign DTs and safeties and linebackers and corners. You get a couple elite players that jump in on Thursday night, Friday night.
Yep.
Who's there to scoop your money? Yeah.
And you already spent your whatever your allotted money for that position was. You spent it because you jumped out early on a panic reach. Look, are there holes? Are there questions? I don't want to say holes. Are there questions on this team? Yes, but what are they really? Like, what's the reality of, like, yo, this is a glaring weakness that needs to be upgraded, and we are. Right now, it is an F grade. So I'm asking you, Joy, like, what right now? What position group on this team? Let's go defense first. Is right now the biggest glaring weakness? That's what I'm saying. Right?
To me, and it's strictly based off. It's not based off of talent. It's based off of numbers, and just not knowing what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can go DT,
and
linebacker. To me,
no safety?
Just not knowing. I don't think the safeties are that well. I think Dylan Day could slide in there, man. I think somebody else can play safety. I think you have body types back there who could play safety. Damari Brown could play safety. You know what I mean? Markeith Williams is still on the roster. We know he could play safety. Yeah, we know he could play safety. Yeah. So I think you can add a body if the Houston kid commits, then you add that, no doubt.
Yes.
But a linebacker to me, or a D tackle to me, is a little more important because I feel like you just need those bodies, especially at DT, man. DT for real, because you got 3 We have 3.
Yes.
Justin Scott, Blay, and Amar Moten. But
you need a 4th.
You need one
a
more.
4th.
Yeah, you got to be 4.
You need one more. Yeah. Ghost with the caps lock on says, "What's good, fellas? In my humble opinion, I don't care about all this mess. Whoever's getting in the green and orange on game, they'll be rooting for them 100%. The youth for life. That's the way you got to look at it, Ghost. 100%. This is all the new business of college football, right? This is free agency in 6 months from the winter to the spring ball, right? Like that's all this is. Now these like, to me, and I'm gonna address your question in a second to what you said, Joey. To me, in the winter portal, you get numbers. You get numbers in the and then in the spring, you try to get those guys that can make a difference, like how they did it last year, right? Like you get numbers of supplements. You get like 3 to 4. So let's say 6 in the winter, and like 4 roughly in the spring, and you get those guys that could really be a difference maker and bring some supplemental, possibly 2 deep, possible starter depth pieces into your rotation. Look, we do have 3. We have 3 D tackles, right? Yes, there's more on the roster, but they're really young, and those guys got to get in the lab and develop, get a little stronger. You know what I'm saying? However you feel about it is how you feel about it. It's fine. And they're talented. Not to say Dante Simpson or Dalen Russell aren't talented or can possibly see snaps, and Juggernaut can see the rotation. But you need that 4th experience guy, which is why a player like Braxton Feely from Boise State makes sense, because he'd be a rotational piece to supplement what you already have through recruiting, right? You picked up David Blay, which was the number 2 D tackle, even with all the D tackles jumping in there's still the number 2 D tackle in winter. And now you just supplement that with just another body. You know what I'm saying? Look,
and he fits the defense, man. Like I had my reservations about
because of his size,
Boise State kid, yeah.
Braxton
and
Feely. Yeah.
I also like the USF kid too. I watched his film, man. Brandon.
Oh, Bernard Gooden.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I like him too. But they're smaller D tackles, no doubt. But if you're running an attacking style defense, one gap, get in the backfield, penetrate, that's what you need. You know,
that makes sense. Yeah, you might not need that big 6'4", 330-pounder. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to have. I'm not kidding. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice to have one of those pieces, but if this is your style of defense, this is your style of defense. Linebacker. Yeah, to me, and we talked about it in our group chat, right? Like, to me, it just makes sense. You did it last year when Coach Nicholson was here. You brought in a linebacker when I thought you had more depth, because you had a Wes and a Kiko already, right? You might have not necessarily needed a Jalen Alderman last year, but you still brought one in. It makes sense to bring one in because you have a new DC that's also your linebacker coach. Numbers wise, it just makes sense. I would like a safety. Still, not a good. I think Dylan Day can get in there and slide and be solid, right? And the more experience he gets a little better. You know what I'm saying? Just the way I'm just a big fan of Dylan Day. But just for my own thing, just I would like an experienced guy in there. And AJ Haulcy from Houston would be fantastic, and already has a relationship with Coach Etheridge. They know each other, so hopefully there's a graphic popping while we're talking. We don't know. You know, they're weighing out their options. It's an NIL free market, so they could be out there hearing crazy numbers, and that's just the business of it. Juan Manuel at the building. Benny, enjoy you, her family fireworks about to go off in the next 7 days. There's a big in neither Boise State or South Florida mini DTs. That's fun. There's 6
right?
2 and under. There's
Is
6.
that right? He's saying there's a big fish out. There's a big fish coming in the portal.
Fam, if I'm a DT dog, if I'm a big time DT, I wait. Because I wait out the market, because you know what I'm saying, you could command the higher income when everybody's trying to bid. It's
I don't get, like, I'm not. I understand what's going on. It's definitely free agency. You should get your money and all that. But for me, and this is for me, man, and it's not everybody, but the game for me comes first, man. Like, I'm not haggling if I'm a big time player and I can get, between 600 and 800,000.
Yep.
I'm not haggling, son. Like, Let's meet at 7 and let's ride. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Let's
yeah.
meet. I'm not haggling for 9 when I'm getting 7. You know what I mean? I'm
But
not
that's
doing that.
but that's
man.
where the others come into play, though, right? Like the people around you. So you're like,
Yeah.
yo, my 5% is going to be a lot higher if you're getting paid 9. You know what I'm saying? Then you're getting paid 7.
Yeah.
And that's like, I don't know how many of these dudes aren't here. These young cats aren't out here being Lamar Jackson and negotiating their contracts. They got people who might know or don't know how to negotiate, how to counter. You know what I'm saying? People might talk themselves out of good money, thinking there's more out there. We've already seen it. We have already seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's already happened. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, for me, I wouldn't understand the haggling. Also, like, if you're a slot receiver, I don't understand how you don't, and not to, we'll get into this 23 reasons in a second. I don't understand how you don't jump at this opportunity, because the production, and you see how this offense is catered, the production is going to be crazy for you, and you will have great tape for the league. Just as a business, like, if your goal is still that, if your goal is just this 1 year, this 6-month increment of your life, as opposed to thinking of the league and, you know what I'm saying, making that second contract and making some real generational money, you know what I'm saying, and putting on to your next time, that's how you should be looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Look at what they did with X. Look at what he did. Look at what Coach Johnson did with Tank Dell. Like, that's already a track record showing you what he says.
And you said something real, like 6 months, fam. You're about to make $500,000 in 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Stop playing. Come on, man.
Facts. And we're saying that number, that's on the low end for the numbers you hear people getting. Right? Like, that's like an average, you know what I'm saying? That's minimum. I might be minimum wage for some of these cats in this league. 23 reasons says, shout out to 23 reasons. Honestly, don't think we need Pena because we got two good slots, but we need a true X or Y because JoJo gets hurt a bit too much for me and depth behind in the suspect. So a safety, wide receiver, and an RB should be next. What do you think about that, Joey?
Yeah, I'm not I'm good either way with him, especially. Not saying he's not talented, but again, he had one good season. He's 22 years old, man. He's been in college for 5 years, and he's only played one season. So to me,
questions
again, that's but again, if you have the opportunity to stack talent, you stack it. And I think he can play inside and outside, though. He's not just a slot receiver. So he can play all over the place. You can be creative, and that's what I'm hoping with the personnel grouping. I'm hoping we get creative. I want to see JoJo in the slot sometimes. You know, I would, if Pena joins the team, I would like to see him in the slot, outside, like, get creative, you know. So I think we can get creative, man. And but again, there's no outside receiver in the portal. Who you getting in the portal? There's nobody in the portal.
What names
Who
out
you
there?
gonna get? There's nobody out. If you need let's say you need a receiver, and no more receivers jump in the portal, what you gonna do? You might as well get Pena, right? He's the best receiver in the portal right now.
Yeah, like you still also have to account for that. I guess there is
a receiver,
technically 3 more days, right? Today, I'm saying it's still technically 3 more days, but again, names will drop over the weekend, and grad transfers, like Joey pointed out from his tweet. Like you get, if nobody else jumps in, right? Because there's negotiations happening now and all those kind of stuff. Like, who else are you gonna get? Like, you know you need a receiver. You know you need one.
Fam, a grad transfer may pop in May after graduation, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I want to graduate. I'm gonna chill, then I'm popping this portal.
Now, I will ask you, what are you thinking about Keelan Marion for BYU?
I like him for his kick return ability.
Yeah.
I don't need him to play receiver. Like, just return kicks, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I need. Punts and kicks. Let's get it. We need a true specialist back there.
Yeah, 100%. That's it. That's exactly how I feel about it.
You don't have to play receiver. I'm good.
Yeah. What you thinking on hold on, I'm trying to think. Got caught up with the question. So, boy, shout out to 818 Cali Kane. Shout out to Juan Manuel. Shout out to call me the Cleveland man. The Louisville T got size, but what's the price?
Louisville DT visited.
Who's the Louisville?
Bill DC.
You got a name for that cleanup?
I don't remember that, dude.
How about the Syracuse DT still out there? He got size.
Nah, he just signed with Texas. He signed with Texas.
No, he gone. All right. Texas is, look at that. Texas is one of the top 4 teams in the country getting portal guys. Everybody needs them, man. That money must have been different. You think they can't put him in? They can't put him in a Lambo. That ain't gonna.
What you call it? Going to the running back is going to visit Texas, man. Derek Cooper.
Okay, awesome, fantastic.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that, champ.
I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all, kid. But yeah, man, like I don't. There aren't. So what for the chat, man? Let me ask y'all, what? And I asked it earlier. So we got a couple more rolled in after that. What are the glaring weaknesses that you're like, yo, this has to be addressed or we failed? Or do you fall on the side of, yo, let's run with the young guys and see what we got? But does your off season, let's run with the young guys, go through the season when those young guys are playing and they showed you to be young, and then you're like, yo, we should have addressed this? Because you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you stick with your off season thoughts in the season? Because right now is the time to address the weaknesses that you think we might have. So
yeah, I'm so that experience or snaps versus young people, like I'm really like half and half on that, man, because snaps don't mean nothing to me the year before. I don't care what you did the year before. When you come to Miami, are you gonna be him when you come to Miami? And to me, that's an unknown, just like a freshman or a young guy. To me,
100%.
In my opinion, you know what I mean. So it's not like somebody like, let's talk, like Pena, for instance. Fantastic season last year, but you're telling me I know what he is because he had 1 year. He's been in college for 5. I don't know. Everybody remember Jamarcus Russell? Everybody raise your hands. Jamarcus Russell, quarterback for LSU, had a monster senior season. Number 1 draft pick, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Or first quarterback taken, whatever. Yeah.
Number 1. No, he was number 1.
Number 1. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you bring up a great point, because that's man. Like with a player like, but it's 1 year.
Yeah,
like the demand of that guy. But then I go back and forth because you brought it up. You know what I'm saying? We had talked about it earlier. Like Elijah Arroyo had 1 good year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it was and it happened to be his final year. So it's like,
but imagine if he played for 3, he wouldn't have no questions right now, right? He wouldn't.
Correct.
He would most likely be the first tight end taken.
Yeah, if he would have played 2, I think he's the first tight end taken.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think he brings a skill set that most other tight ends don't have. But that's me. You know what I'm saying? That's just the skill set because I've seen him. Like that's 100%. But that's what it is. Like it's 1. That's 1 that you have to go off of. We're playing the same thing. So it's like, again, like as a business decision, and I'm not selling him. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not overly needy of a slot receiver because I think we're good with the 2 we have. We'd be better with a 3rd, you know what I'm saying, that could also play inside and outside, like you said. But he has 1 good season. The best idea for him would be to come to Miami because he could be used we saw what they did with X. You know what I'm saying? Like he could be used and have a better tape because right now he only has 1 good season, has an injury history. Show a second better season and you stay healthy. That's better. That just ups your draft stock, you know what I'm saying, immensely. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because like you can go somewhere else. Yes, you can go somewhere else and get however much they want to pay you, man. Penn State could give you crazy money.
Penn State don't even do it like Penn State don't even
do it like that. So why would you go for that? Like I'm saying, it's a 6-month decision. You're here for the, you know what I'm saying, the summer and the fall, and you bounce to the league and you see what's what. 1,000-yard receivers come out of the slot in this offense.
And
You know
you
what
in
I'm saying?
South Florida getting in the best shape of your life because it's
Yeah.
9,000 degrees and
Every
stuffy
second.
and
Yeah.
all that. You know what I mean? So you you getting in the best shape of your life running around out there. You know who I want at receiver, man?
Who's that?
Amon Richards. God damn it. That's who
Why
I
would
want
you-
at receiver. That's who I want. That's who I want.
Okay,
Amon
thank you. So
That's what I want.
create him in the game and make
a clone. I want an Amon.
Yeah.
The type of receiver I want is
Amon
Amon
Richards.
Richards.
and he's not in the
If
portal.
there's an Amon Richards that jumps in the portal, I don't know if there's a comp right now for Amon Richards.
Is there an Amon Richards in like what's the Amon Richards?
Who's the
in
comp?
college
Right.
football?
Who's the comp?
Yeah, I don't know.
JJ is
Nah,
the
that's
fucking
Megatron.
Andre Johnson.
Yeah, that's
You know
Megatron.
what I
Yo.
mean?
That's
That's
Andre
the
and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amon Richards in the portal. Maybe Ryan Williams.
Yes,
Maybe you could say Ryan Williams, man.
I can give you Ryan Williams.
Tall, slender, a little slinky. You know, Amon was a little slinky.
The young wide receiver from Clemson. That you know, what I'm saying?
Josh Moore.
Yeah. No, is it Josh Moore? Is it Josh Moore? I thought it was TJ.
No, not Josh Moore. TJ Moore. Josh
TJ
Moore.
Moore, yeah.
Hour. Yeah, Josh Moore.
Yeah, Josh Moore might like. So
Yeah.
Ghostface says, I think Pena would disrupt our wide receiver room more than help it. I don't know. I thought that would be the case with Sam Brown last year.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
people say that all the time, but it never seems to happen. Like
No.
Damian Martinez was supposed to disrupt. Well, no, because Fletch was trying to get him in. But yeah, I don't think that's a thing like we think it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, Ghostface. I don't know if that's I would agree with that just because we only have 7 and we need a up, you know what I'm saying, like an upperclassman type guy because all our receivers are so young.
Fam,
saying,
we're getting one regardless.
Yes, like
So
regardless of how
whether
you
it's
talk about
him, we're getting
the
one.
Cincinnati cat that's visiting.
Oh, nah, he ain't.
Yeah.
He ain't about to. But there's possibly one. Yeah, we getting one regardless.
We're getting one, man. We're getting one. Like, look, I understand what you're saying, and I don't know who said I was listening to the Kings content earlier, and I apologize. You always like to give credit, but if you have, it was Stephen Wagner from King Sport. If you have he said, "Yo, Mario Cristobal has shown you."
This morning, so.
Yeah, it's so early. I didn't watch it
So
at
you
6.
wouldn't have remembered. So.
No, yeah, it was ridiculous. He goes, "Look, man, Mario Cristobal has shown you if he has the ability to upgrade at any position, he will."
Yeah,
That's the business. You're not supposed to be like, I don't like I'm good here. Or if you can get better, you get better.
Yep.
That's the name of the game. That you don't want to go into the season and be like, damn man, like last year, we all knew it. Secondary was like, this doesn't look good. We only had 4. Damari Brown gets hurt on the second snap of Florida game, and we have to play everybody else out of position the whole rest of the season, and we look horrible.
Yep.
So what do you do in the offseason? You address the hell out of it and get 5. And that's why you already have 1 bouncer in Carnley. I'm saying best of luck, best of wishes to him in his next stop. I'm sure he's going to land somewhere, has plenty of time left. But that's what's supposed. Yeah, that's plenty. There's plenty of spots and ways you can make your team better, and you do it. You absolutely do it, man.
Yeah, keep it a buck. Like when you play in NCAA 25 and you've already established your team and you hit that portal time, you got all 5 stars, but you bagging whoever's the best in that portal. You bagging the whole portal, actually.
Yeah.
And you're just making cuts when it's time to make the cut. Yo, my
This
roster
guy's
be
better.
at 112, son. I gotta get down to 85 somehow. So.
You improve, man. Like I don't understand. Like I understand. Look, autism. Shout out to Autism Awareness, man. Great guy, the craziest smelling autism, man. Shout out to the Moonshine.
That dude,
Moonshine Squad.
No shout out to the
Man,
Moonshine.
I was like,
I
yo,
don't want to shout out.
No, I don't want lighter fluid in my body. I think I'm good, fam. Like I don't think that's something I'm supposed to drink at all.
Light set me on fire, dogs. Nah.
For real. Says I don't want Pena. Let the young guys run. All right, cool. Let's talk about this. Here's my issue with not getting any the mentality of not getting anybody. Ghostface or somebody said it earlier. JoJo has a tendency of being hurt. What if JoJo gets hurt? What if Mally or Ray Ray get hurt?
So let's talk. Let's go through it. If JoJo gets hurt, who's behind JoJo? Is that Dalen Upshaw? Josh Moore? I feel like Josh Moore's on the CJ Daniels side.
Yeah.
And then you got JoJo, and who's behind him? Is it I think it may be. It would have been. And remember, we lost Carr as well.
Yeah.
So Dalen Up. Let's say Dalen Upshaw.
Let's say Dalen Upshaw. Yeah. True freshman.
All right, Dalen Upshaw. You know, CJ Daniels also has an injury history.
Yes, he does.
So let's say CJ Daniels gets hurt. You have Josh Moore coming in.
Yes.
And then you got those four: Josh Moore, Ray Ray, Mally, and Upshaw.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Nope. That's it.
So go look around at all the other colleges, P5 colleges that are major P5 playoff contending colleges, and look at their numbers at receiver.
Yep.
How many receivers they have. If you see less than 7, if you see 7, then they're in trouble.
Like we have. We have 7.
Yeah.
We have 7. We have 8, but Chance is the 8th.
Chance is hurt. Yeah, I think Chance is hurt.
Chance is hurt. So that puts us at 7. We have CJ Daniels injury history, JoJo injury history. So the best guy in the portal also has an injury history. Like that's dicey-ish to go into.
No.
It's not what's up, man. So again, like let the young guys run. Sounds great. So you get into the season and football's gonna football. Then you be like, yo, but we had all these young guys, 1 or 2 injuries to this wide receiver room. Then what? Because again, JoJo might have all the talent in the world, fam. I don't have a lot of tape. We don't have a lot of tape unless you watch high school shit and you go back to that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have a lot of real life lights on data to be like, yo, JoJo is this and can stay consistently healthy. Yep. Hasn't done it yet, man. Didn't do it through spring. Didn't do it through the season. Didn't do it through last spring. So we're going in with hope when you could, again, but there isn't anything in any big time wide receiver now. It'd be like, yo, let's go with no injury history that gives you that safety net, and that's also the portal. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy, fam. Again, listen to the conversation that we're having, Mo, and understand that's not
just coming hot.
No, he's been here for a minute. Shout out to him. He's been here for about 15 minutes. Shout out to our guy Mo, man. That's my brother. Shows up late and then just, you know what I'm saying? Since JoJo's wide receiver.
That's not the debate, yes. Mo. We don't get yes. Okay.
Yes.
Congrats. Yes.
Okay.
But
he sprains an ankle.
Yeah,
let's go.
We have to see, man. We have to.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. He's that. All that. Yes. Yes. All that. One wrong hit. One wrong tackle. Anything, fam. One wrong landing. Football's football, yo. We've been Joe can tell you this shit. We've been around this shit too long. At any moment, anything can happen. Then what do you have behind them? In portal times, this is the time you get a guy that can't leave. In reality, because he can't. There's no other portal. There's no other window. He has to stay here at least December. So this is the time you go. All right, man. We need to assure this because of that. So yeah, man. What you got, Joey? Drink some water.
Nah, that's it, man. That's what we talking about, and it's all.
You don't need to yell. You don't need to yell, Will.
Willie Diamonds.
Willie Falcone. You don't need to yell.
Falcone.
Your whisper
Slick
is crazy.
Willie.
More nicknames. Slick Willie, what they call him.
Slick Willie.
Shout out to our guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all it is, man. It's about upgrading your roster, raising the floor. You know what I mean? So Let's think about ratings, man. If your lowest rated receiver is a 65, and you can go in the portal and get a 80 and remove the 65, then you good. That's what you want. Now you got an 80, a 82, a 85, and a 90.
Stack it, dog. Stack it.
That's it, man.
And
that's all.
And now's the time you do it. Chi-Town King, shout out to Chi-Town, man. So if all your transfer wide receivers get hurt, you're in the same boat. Yes, but you also have the young guys behind them. Right now,
you've raised the floor though. Right. So if the young boys get hurt, you have zero. You have nothing. Who's gonna play receiver?
Yep.
Like who's gonna come in and play?
If you stick with the 7 you have, and you get injuries, then you have again. Did we not see last year? We had nothing behind Damari Brown. You had to play because Damari Brown was a fixed outside receiver, and they were going to slot their defensive backs how they were going to do it. They had nothing behind Damari Brown. We saw it. They didn't bring in the numbers, which is why we brought in a bunch of high school recruits. What are we bringing, like 5 defensive backs? Right? And you still brought in 5 portal guys. You have to
keep it a buck. Daryl Porter had to play nickel, and that kind of messed him up. That messed him up. He was on a nice trajectory playing corner.
Yes,
you know
he was.
What I mean? And he had to play nickel, and
he's not a nickel. He's not a nickel.
And we saw it.
It's just look, it's just like Joe. It's just about raising the floor. It's not. You could say play the young guys, cool, but then if they get hurt, then what? Again, I just don't want y'all to be like, yo, play the young guys, play the young guys. Then the young guys play, there's an injury, or they don't, or it doesn't click for them, which happens because they're young. They need some time to cook and develop, which is a part of football. And then they're like, yo, they're not ready. Then you're ready to trash them, kick them out the door when they didn't meet the expectations you had for them. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this guy was the shit. Fam, Malachi Tony might be a beast. He's 17 years old and a reclassified freshman. He's still 7. He's gonna be playing against.
He's gonna get snaps. Don't get it twisted. He's gonna get snaps.
Facts.
He's gonna get nice snaps. He's gonna get experience. He's gonna get it. You know.
Yeah.
So,
I look, and one thing we talked about in our group chat, I wouldn't mind not Elijah Lofton getting some snaps at the slot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he'll be all over the place. He'll be all over the place, man.
He's gonna be everywhere. But again, like if you have the ability to build depth and you don't have a roster limit that you used to have of 85, why not get some numbers to just assure those spots? The young guys might beat them out 100%. But if you get a transfer that it clicks for them in this offense, you're gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna stick with like this is the time to up, you know what I'm saying, to raise the floor.
They're gonna have to mess around and move Bryce Fitzgerald to receiver, man.
Yeah, exactly. Man. Like they had to do with the twin. Had to move and try to get him in the work defensive back when he's a receiver. That's
Robbie, receiver Robbie.
Receiver Robbie.
Coach from Carolina.
Yeah, you gonna go check him?
Yeah, I'm gonna try, man. If they come closer, close to Carolina ain't that close to me. Okay. That joint is good. It's it's at the beach though.
Okay, it's at the beach though. Says search his name forever. I thought he visited somewhere. Okay, so Louis.
Yeah, it might be. I wonder if he's talking about William Spencer. He's 6'5", 305.
Yes. Also, like the thing we got to think about while Joey looks it up. The thing we got to think about. We're not saying that they all have to be starters. Some of these guys are just rotational depth pieces. You know what I mean? And that's all. And that's all right. Like we're not saying like, yo, you got to bring in killers to stunt the growth of your young players. No. Justin Scott, David Blay, Ahmad Norton are your starting 3 D tackles. It'd be nice to have a 4th. They rotate their D tackles. You saw how much they rotated D tackles last year. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way to do it. Shout out to B. Ames in the building. Appreciate you, my brother. 352. You know what it is. I'm in the area. You know what I'm saying? Hence why they come to the Boondocks. The areas. You know what I'm saying? No locations given out, though. No locations given out.
They wouldn't be able to find
Wow.
it anyway, dog.
Will with the clapback says, Joe, your head looks so shiny.
It does. I just came from the spot. I just got my shape.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I just got my freshness.
You lined up the beard. There was nothing that he had to do up top. There was nothing that he had to do up top.
Thank you, Willie. Appreciate it.
He gives you a compliment while you roast him. You see how nice Will is?
Thank you, Willie. Appreciate it.
You see how he does it? All right, we talked a little bit about the portal, but we did have some visitors. Right? We got some visitors still coming in this week. So yeah, let them know, Joey, who came in, who's coming, who's meeting the staff.
Yeah, we had the you just said his name, the Boise State DT that came in.
Yep.
We had the running back from I don't know nobody's name, son. The running back from North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Yeah, Indy. Yeah. I think he's gonna be a good pickup, man. He just committed. William Spencer. Yeah. You know, SMU live in that portal, boy. You know they gonna not
much high school recruiting. All portal all day.
Shamar
Brown. There it is.
Shamar. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a that's a good look right there. I think because we all say we need a running back, and I think we definitely need another running back in there. You got I'm comfortable with 5 in that room. Yes, that's a good number.
Need one more.
Yeah. AJ from Houston. Yeah. That's the one.
Just makes sense, right? That's
the one right
That's
there.
The one that is just like, all right, look, hey man, look, just walk right in. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna rotate. We're gonna make sure you're good. Zach Etheridge is already here. It just look, just you want me to I'll fucking roll the orange and green carpet out for you. Whatever you need.
And position versatility at its finest. That boy about 6 foot 200, 205 or something, 210. Like, he's a problem. He could play strong. He'll move up to the line of scrimmage, man. He put him at outside linebacker. You could move him all over the field, over in that back end, man. So, yeah, he's a problem. Great football. He has a great football IQ. Like, when I watch his film, like he knows what to do, where the ball is going. He takes great angles. Yeah, man. He's a big boy. So that's somebody I would get excited about. If he came through.
So
you mentioned the receiver from
Cincinnati.
The receiver from Cincinnati. Yeah.
Looks like a slot. Looks like a slot, right? That's kind of, he looks like a slender. You know what I'm saying? I think again, like I'd be okay with that type if the focus is to play the young guys. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't want, like it's almost one of those things where like if you want to go big game hunting and get that guy, right? 100%. I don't know. To me, Trebor Pena is the best receiver in the portal currently, but I don't know if he's that guy for me because we do need a speedy outside receiver that got some size, right? Like a 6'1", 6'2" that can kill you over the top. We don't have that on this roster. We don't. Sorry. You need that guy. And if you want to get a complimentary guy, they'll be like, yo, man, I'm just nice. I'm happy to be here. I'm just here to play some ball. Sam Brown was like that, right? Sam Brown was that fourth receiver. He came in knowing he was going to be the fourth receiver. We forget that. Like he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like he might have been brought in to start, but he accepted his role and did his thing. So I looked up for the North Dakota running back. If he's a third running back on this roster, like Jordan Lyle, which is RB1 or 2, depending on the day. Jordan Lyle last year got 54 carries for 400 yards with a 7.5 yard average.
As the third running back.
As the third running back. And think about it. He's coming in, you know what I'm saying, being a little different kind of back from two bruisers. One's a little bit quicker. You know, Jordan Lyle's a quicker back out of him and Fletch. But that third would be a great complementary back because the room was crowded last year. We had 6 last year because 2 left and 1 went to the portal. So you need to address that, and getting a player like that, a step up in competition, could be your RB2 for next year because I think he has a couple years left. He's not a 1-year guy.
He's young. Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, he's young. He's perfect because he gets to, you know what I'm saying, ease his way into the P4 football, ACC football, be that third guy, and then next year be your RB2 behind Jordan Lyle, battling with possibly Derek Cooper or Javian Osborne. Like that's what you're supposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, they got young guys on the defensive side of the ball too with the secondary. So that's kind of what you have to do. Look, I don't know. I don't know if I'm not fully, as we talked about it, we thought it out, I'm not fully sold on Pena or Pena. I think it's Pena, just because the injury history that's already question marks in the receiver room. Why bring in another one that's in year 5 and only has 1 year of tape? Like that wouldn't be like, yo, look, you can come here, fam, but the money ain't gonna be what other people gonna give you. Like that, we like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and me and Polk talk about it all the time. Yeah, it's not my money, but if you're, you know what I'm saying, I can't give him $850. You know what I'm saying? When my guys that are actually gonna start over him, that, you know what I'm saying, like a JoJo can give me one full good season, and his snaps might not be the same. Because JoJo in the slot in this offense.
Yeah, crazy. I believe there's a couple more safeties that visited too. I believe what's the kid's name? I'm so terrible with names. Christian Charles, Tennessee safety. I believe he visited. There's also a DB from Kansas State that I like.
Noah King?
Noah King. I like him. I like him. And he visited as well. I don't know if he's on campus today. I can't remember, but he visited.
I would take a couple of days in Miami. If I'm coming from Kansas, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
If I'm coming from Kansas.
Yeah, I'm
if
chilling.
I'm coming from Manhattan, Kansas, I'm gonna take a couple of days in the city.
You know I like him, man. He's athletic, he's smart. I like him as well, you know, so that'd be a good that piece as well.
Let me ask the chat. Where do you guys stand on, because we talk about it, right? The portal conversation is always a portal versus play the young guys conversation. That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. So where do you guys come down on, like, I see Clean Up Man saying, we can't forget about Pringle. Haven't forgotten about Pringle. That's not what we're saying. The third guy he could battle. If Pringle beats him, that's fine. You still have him for the season. And you have him as an insurance because Fletcher's been hurt. You know what I'm saying? Fletcher's had injury issues. If those things happen, you're going to want to go rely on a true freshman when you have, you know what I'm saying, college football playoff aspirations. It's just like schools that, like the top 4 schools last year, everybody tries to show up their team the best way they can. So getting the Charmer Brown doesn't say, yo, Pringle, you're not the guy. It goes, yo, man, you need a 5th running back. You got 4 there. You have Hellcat, Pringle, Fletch, and Lyle. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Again, that's just about that process about storing up that team. What you got, Joey? What you looking at?
Yeah, and on another note, Angeli to Syracuse. Yeah. You know, a lot of people worried about that for some reason.
Not at all. I'm not at all.
I'm not worried about it.
I'm not at all. I'm not at all worried about it.
Yeah. And a portal receiver from Georgia State, I think, just hit the portal. 6'5".
Okay.
Receiver, second team, all Sun Belt. Wide receiver Ted Hurst.
Okay.
Hey. You know what I mean?
6'5", what? 6'5", 200?
Yeah, about. Yep.
Okay.
You know.
You have to watch that tape.
Yeah.
You have to watch that tape.
Going on, man. Listen, there are gonna be more people in the portal, brother. There's gonna be a lot more. There's gonna be a lot. There's a linebacker from UNC, Chapel Hill, Amari something.
Yeah.
I wonder if we, kick the tires on him.
I'm surprised more Big Ten linebackers haven't jumped in the portal that are like that Coach Heatherman is familiar with. Because that's what I've envisioned him getting, because it would have been a guy he played against. You know what I'm saying? That could have like, yo, this is a guy. Just I kind of expect him to bring in a guy at the linebacker position that he would know. And I don't know who that is yet, or even if he's in the portal, because I didn't watch a lot of Minnesota ball. I did watch the highlights as soon as we got Heatherman and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wonder about the BYU tandem, if that's like a package deal. Taggart, the linebacker, and the returner kid. Yeah,
that would be dope. Yeah, those are 2 positions in need, right? And already has a familiarity with Coach Cristobal.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Before we get about it, we got a couple more things to talk about. obviously, before we get, make sure to hit that smash like, subscribe, and all that, and make sure to check out the website right here, popping up
We
here.
got something dropping. We
Soon.
have
soon
something dropping.
Scan the QR code right there.
It's
You know what I'm
gonna turn some heads. What we got dropping?
Yeah. Shout out to our brother, man. Shout out to Polk. Absolutely cooked that up. Look, we did get some news today about number 1 player in the country, Jackson Cantwell. May 13th commitment date. So that's about 2 weeks, right? 2-3 weeks, 3 weeks from today, roughly.
Yeah, pushed back again.
Visits Miami the weekend before.
May 9th.
That weekend, the 9th, he is
Mother's
going
Day
to be
weekend.
here. Yeah, Mother's Day weekend. He will
mommy.
be the only recruit on campus that weekend. If that's not full court press, I don't know what is. But he did add a last minute unofficial visit to Georgia the Monday after. So Joey, how you feeling about it, man?
See me just yawn? I ain't worried about it. Nah, I am. I'm lying. Yeah. I'm not worried about Oregon. Georgia though, yeah. Georgia as a program, first of all, and just as a college town.
Yeah.
Now, if someone was negatively recruiting Georgia, they can point to the recent criminal history that has happened
every offseason. Every offseason. Yep.
You know. But strictly about football, that's the school. I honestly think it's just a Georgia Miami battle. But again, he's going to Georgia unofficially. Then he's coming to Miami officially.
Yep. He's coming to Miami. I thought he was coming to Miami first and then going to Georgia. Right?
When is he going to Georgia? 13th?
Please hold. Looking up.
Yeah. So that's right before he makes his decision.
Yeah. So he says new schedule, adding a May 10th unofficial visit to UGA. New commitment day is May 13th. Sorry for the delays. Had to make sure I did it right the first time. So what's the calendar on that as I look it up in real time?
It's like a Monday or something like that. The 10th, right?
The 10th is actually a Saturday, which is so his visit to Miami must just be the 9th. It just
maybe
must be
Friday, Saturday. Maybe Friday, Saturday. Oh no, you're saying Saturday.
But Saturday he goes to Georgia.
Okay, so he's in Miami before that. Coach Cristobal has to keep him in Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lock the doors, close the airport, shut down the airports.
Shut the city down.
Yeah, no Turos, no rental cars, nothing. No lifts, no Ubers. You know what I mean? He comes to the building, he stays in the building. He goes to Coach Cristobal's crib, he stays there. You know what I mean? So that's what it has to be.
So I was just looking it up. So he has Georgia, Ohio State, all the big time schools. Y'all know what it is. Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon. He has an official visit and then also unofficial visit to Georgia. So he has
visit when?
Before, I don't know his timeline because I'm not looking at it right now. I don't know when the dates are for the official visit for Georgia, but he had set up an official visit to Georgia, so he might be adding another one. So I don't know. All
right. Again, I think it's just Miami and Georgia battle. I think everyone else is a distant third, and I think it's going to come down though to Coach Cristobal and Coach Maribel. I think it's going to come down to the O-line. the O-line development. He's gonna see Jalen Rivers get drafted. Next year, Inez Cooper, CC getting drafted pretty high. CC is gonna be a first rounder. Inez Cooper, just because of his position, maybe later. But it's gonna be crazy. Markel Bell mess around and come out next year and get drafted as well. So with the opportunity and the development, with the opportunity to play early and the development, I think.
I don't see how. I think Miami's got it. Yeah, shout out to Kane Nation says the 6'5" wide receiver from Georgia State answered today. Yep. That's a need. That's a need right there.
I'm gonna have to watch. I haven't watched him. I'm gonna have to watch.
Yeah, we'll break that down Sunday. I think we'll have the full squad on Sunday. I always got to read. Shout out to Juan Manuel. I always got to read his whole comment before I post it because he always adds some wild ish in there that I might not want to be a part of the screen. All respect, because Juan want to be. I'm saying he be doing some joyful stuff. If you know what I'm talking about in the comments. Oh yeah, the offseason issues. Yes, you're 100% right. Joy already touched on that. It's one of those things. Yeah, you want to look every offseason. It's reckless in the Athens area with that football team, man, and there doesn't seem to be anything done about it. But before we get up out of here, we had to make sure we did this.
We don't really have to see that.
No, but we are going to do it because I said we were going to do it. Our good friend and co-host and brother, Polk, decided that it would be a good idea to know what it would be like if we got roasted by AI. I don't know why he chose to do this. He chose violence.
That's the shit. That shows how much time he has on his hand.
Yeah, he's always like, it was good. That's funny for him to say. It was like, yo, I wish I could watch YouTube. Oh yeah, but you could do AI prompts, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. All right. So this is what the prompt was. This is so disrespectful. All right, guys. Roast everybody in this picture. I'm paraphrasing the prompt. Leftmost, dude in the shorts. Bro looks like he wandered out of an Orange Theory class and ended up at Hard Rock by accident. That thumbs up says, I don't know who we're playing. I'm just here for the vibes and maybe a hot dog. It's just ridiculous. This is where it gets personal. Second from the left, which is me, obviously. White shirt guy. This man dressed like he came as the official spokesperson for dad bods and grill masters everywhere. He's got the posture of someone who says, "Let's ride" every time he gets in his car. I don't appreciate that, yo. The accuracy of that, the fact, how did it?
Let's ride. Let's get him out of here.
And they forgot the finger guns. You know what I'm saying? They forgot the bam. Let's ride. Like I just hopped on a horse. Yeah. Now listen. All right, 90. Number 90, Jersey guy. That's, if you don't know who that is, that's my.
That's wild that they knew that wasn't a real number. Like it wasn't somebody currently on the roster.
Yeah, no, it gets real dicey right here. Dressed like a retired legend whose jersey no one actually remembers. That smile says, I haven't taken a snap since 98. But I can't.
Yeah. But I'm ready. Yeah.
I can one snap, two snap, and that's all snaps.
Yeah.
Our guy. CB, number 26 with the dreads. My man looks like he just got done freestyling in the parking lot, won the pregame cipher, and he's got the confidence of someone who's been telling people he almost walked on for 5 years.
Yeah.
The whole squad, and then it wasn't done. It roasted all of us together. Oh yeah, the whole squad looks like they formed a fantasy football league and named it Fourth and Forever. Absolute kings of the tailgate, no matter what the scoreboard says.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was chat GPT.
I think that was ChatGPT.
All right. Yeah.
We got beef. It's on site.
We coming at chat. Yeah, we coming at y'all. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, man. That's real disrespectful. Mo, you were not in the picture, fam. You weren't even there. I don't think you went to the game, fam. This guy, bro. I absolutely love Mo. Ghostface, yes, you're 100% correct. Real quick, everybody, shout out to the Hurricanes baseball team coming from nothing and maybe doing something. Yeah,
coming from nothing.
Yeah.
They
turned it around the last couple
just
weeks,
hit the
man.
button. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's a whole different team, man. Our guy Polk will break it down on Sunday. Hey, man, I forgot to do this last time. I better not
find out they stealing signs and no shit like that, man.
Are they doing the Houston Astros shit? I'm saying tapping trash cans. Yeah,
basketball coming.
This is ChatGPT. Hey, man, I forgot to do this last time. Our prayers and thoughts, man, are with Florida State University going through the tragedy of last week. Nobody deserves needs for that stuff to ever happen, man. When you're trying to be anywhere in your life and your life stops for all that time. I read an article that a young man that survived, you know what I'm saying, the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas massacre was also there. He couldn't believe that it was happening again. Yo, the lives that were lost, man, were just trying to do the best they could every day, and they got halted by somebody struggling, man, and that's just never good, man. So look, while rivalries and all, like I think Polk said it, rivalries and jokes and all that aside, man, all that stuff is light and fun, but this is serious, man. Hope you guys are finding time to heal, time to take, you know what I'm saying, take the time with family. And for those of you who lost somebody, we are deeply, deeply sorry for your loss. It's unimaginable the pain you're going through, man, when you just think it's a regular day and the world has other plans, man. That's terrible, man. So just from us, we're really sorry to hear it, man. Joe, if you got anything else, we're about to be out of here.
Yes. Nope. Prayers up.
All right, man. Y'all be good, man. Be safe. We up out of here, man. See y'all on Sunday. Peace.